to fix it? Who's trying to solve the problem? The dad thinks he has to do it. But if he were to say to his wife, honey, it sounds like there's some things we got to talk about. We got to figure this out. Even if he went to that, he would go to someone, just not take it on himself. And yet, what is the biggest problem in the world that we have today? And that's stress throughout the world. Well, what is stress? Stress, as far as I'm concerned, from a Catholic perspective, a Christian, is we're taking things on ourselves that God didn't design us to take on. We're trying to fix everything. And we think somehow it's going to work. And yet, all that God wants is for us to do His will. And if I'm festering about what I need to do to fix something, and all that He wants me to do is, Dot, she just sits and quietly waits. Today I want you to do what Dot does. Am I listening? Am I saying yes to God, or am I saying no? And that's the real challenge. Sometimes we think of it about being this new, that I say this actual word, no. Other times I just get so busy doing what I'm doing that I don't say no, I just never say yes. Or maybe not never say yes, but we get involved in things. When we get involved in things, and this world is designed that way, for us to be more interested in what we have to do than what God's calling us to do. One of the things that's most popular in the United States is to have life goals of what you're working toward. You start that even as 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, you start talking to them about goals. I don't think you need to do it that young, but even as first grade, second grade, what is it that life becomes? Competition. Our classrooms are where competition exists. We try to build on that many times. But is this drawing us into God's will? Or is this having us focus more on what everybody else is doing? Because how does the devil want to work? He doesn't want to give you a big problem. That's not how he works best. He wants you to get so busy with what you have to do that the time to listen and respond to God. Because God doesn't come and tell us, I want you to do that. He waits for us to say, Lord, here I am. I want to do your will. We are giving our day. The gift He gives us every day, we're giving it back to Him and saying, I want to work with you. I want to submit my will to your will. That is the picture of what spiritual life is all about. Will I commit to doing things, listening to God, and doing it God's way? Guess what? That's not fun. It requires us to stop and really open ourselves up to God. But that's not the way we live our life, especially in the present time with all the technology and everything else. It goes and goes and goes, and everybody thinks it should answer like that. Do you think we live at a faster pace today than they did in the early 1900s? Do we have more problems or do we have fewer? It's interesting. One of the measurements that they've now looked at is even how fast we breathe. The average person in the United States today takes 20 to 22 breaths a minute. Think about that for a minute. The average person in 1900 took 5. That was one breath. We get drawn into this, and there's got to be a time and a place for us to say, it's changing. Jesus coming into the world was the change to the world, that he said, I'm here